I'm doing this video presentation to go over my resume and kind of explain what I'm looking for. I've been looking for a few months now to try to get the right career position. I've been in a couple different industries, or about 4 different industries in my career so far. I started out in the hospitality industry as a hotel and restaurant management major, where I went and worked in the restaurants and the hotels and did that for a few years before deciding to move on, that I wasn't liking just staying in the fast food restaurants as much as the full service restaurants and getting only server positions and bartending positions when I was in the full service restaurants versus the fast food restaurants. They'd pick up anybody that wanted to work 50, 60 hours a week as an assistant manager making about minimum wage. And I just decided that wasn't for me, so I moved on and decided to go into fashion. But in the process of going into fashion, I did pick up a number of jobs in the investment banks doing graphic design, desktop publishing, where I became very good at my skills with Adobe products, as well as Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. Excellent skill level. I was many times when I'd be around executive administrative assistants that really didn't know PowerPoint or Word, I was teaching them how to use their own software, because in the presentation centers you have to have an expert level of knowledge, where they are paying you 50 to 60,000. So it's not just somebody that's off the street that they'll accept in for the presentation centers. When I ended school at FIT in 1999, I was being offered jobs that were 25 and 30,000, while in banks I was being paid 50 and 60,000 until the jobs went overseas to India. I was offered an opportunity to go over to India, but I decided not because of the risk to my own safety, as I was warned, and plus only being able to come home to the U.S. twice a year was not in my favor. Even though I don't, just to let employers know, I generally don't go home except for the holidays. Basically, it's one time a year that I go home for Christmas and the holidays, and maybe one time a year that I have family out, like mom, to come out and visit me in the summertime. So it's about 2 weeks of the year that I take vacation, and very happy with being able to work. While I did get the fashion degree, I was in the investment banks, and since they were paying that much better, I just decided to stay with them. After that, basically the jobs went overseas. I got unemployment right during 9/11, and I picked up a job like around September 20th, 2001, right after 9/11, because I knew jobs were going to be scarce. And I picked it up in real estate, working for an individual that had changed his name about 5 times, Daniel Gorgioloni, or Dan Daniele. Don't know who exactly he is and whatnot, but he had gotten into some trouble and whatnot. And after about a year of working with him and being ripped off by making about 30,000 and 20,000 in commission, when he was going from about 80 to 100,000 up to around a 350 to $400,000 income, because of all the graphic design and desktop publishing that I knew how to do, and addresses and whatnot and mailings, as well as being his assistant, which is an illegal practice to be showing other people real estate in the state of New York or the state of New Jersey. But somehow Peter Mira, the president of the company, felt that it was okay, not a big deal. True, you don't have to show people. You can show people properties without having a license, but discussing prices and stuff like that, or other tactics and whatnot, which were commonly done as well. So I didn't feel comfortable with that. I stayed with William B. May for about a year. After that, I went on my own. I got my license from NYU, a very good school of real estate. When I got done with that, I came out and went to City Habitats, which they were kind of shocked that I came from one of the biggest houses biggest, most prestigious houses in the city, down to the little nobody apartment rentals. And when they told me I couldn't go get my New Jersey license since I lived in New Jersey, I said, well, I'm going to go get it anyways. And I placed my license on hold at Weicker Realtors at Gymnasios in Manhattan while I went to Weicker School of Real Estate to get my license over here in New Jersey. The tests and between the New York and the New Jersey license, there's not much difference in the schooling. It's only a matter of do they go through and regurgitate everything like they do over in New Jersey constantly to get the number of hours, versus in New York where you're cut short on the number of hours that they're able to teach you to get you proper information. There was a lot of information that I got out of NYU, and I very much value that as a real estate school. After real estate, I got into doing inside sales at the crash in the market. But before that, during my time in real estate, I had done other things. I worked for Kerry Dagenhart Burke doing stockbroker recruiting, that is recruiting stockbrokers, calling in secretively onto their company lines and whatnot, trying to get a hold of them, and not have the receptionist recognize the voice when you call in 20 and 30 times in a day or more, to have them have not to be recognized. I did a couple placements, wasn't too bad, but the consistency, you could be doing only 4 to 6 deals in a year, maybe 10 to 12 if you were lucky, maybe a couple big transactions where you got 4 to 6 people move. But generally, Kerry was like, you're not going to get that, especially when you're just starting out. So I got a couple, which wasn't too bad. I don't mind doing recruiting. I wouldn't mind getting back into it. I think it's probably a little bit easier than doing the stockbroker recruiting because you have to be so secretive. And then the banks go, and some of them will hand lists out for other banks and who they want to acquire and everything else. And as far as also what I had done is work for Moishes Moving, so I got some understanding of Moishes Moving service. I worked a little bit, went towards the mortgage broker position, looked into it and whatnot, since it was all in line with real estate. But about the crashes, at the crash I got out in 2009, when the crash officially was well underway. At 2007, I was just hanging in, and I got myself into a position that I got a real financial bind. So I had gone on a medical leave from working, and I'm back, able and capable to work. All I do is take medication, and I'm doing just fine. And I've gotten into doing inside sales. Inside sales, I like it because you don't have to go in the cold. You don't have to deal with all the temperature things. Generally speaking, you could be calling anywhere in the country or anywhere in the world for that matter, as long as you're on a schedule where the people are awake or people are functioning. You're able to do the inside sales, and I have enjoyed that. But as I said, I've switched 4 times. I've switched from the hospitality industry to the graphic design, desktop publishing industry, to the real estate, and now into inside sales. Right now, I leave my career opportunities open, and I look forward to possible career switching or movements in my career, or staying in inside sales, or being in one of the other facets that I've been in with the hospitality industry, or with the graphic desktop publishing industry, or back into real estate as some type of consultant and whatnot. It would not be on a commission basis. If I went back to real estate, I would have to be taking a salary position. It could be salaried with a commission position, but it would definitely have to be salaried because it's just too unstable to be on commission only in real estate. Thank you, and I hope you like my resume.